Good job. Well done. With that, we'll bring forward Mr. Calderon. He's going to pull rank here, apparently. I owe him one. So come on forward. And you may present your bill when ready.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members. AB 2546 will require the Institutional Quality Commission to include financial literacy in 6 different grade levels during the next curriculum framework update. The lack of financial literacy negatively impacts thousands of Californians across the state. It hurts young people entering the labor market. Young people who lack a clear understanding of basic financial concepts are more likely to rely on high-cost methods of borrowing. This behavior not only affects the ability to budget for and attend college, but also undermines future home ownership. Financial literacy also hinders adults and their hopes for retirement. Without a base knowledge of financial tools, young adults are also less likely to invest in retirement plans. Earlier this year, I chaired a joint informational hearing between the Select Committee on Youth and California's Future and the Assembly Banking and Finance Committee on the issue of financial literacy. Mr. Chair, I greatly appreciate you attending that meeting and speaking on this issue and to your experience as a teacher. During this hearing, we heard testimony that an early introduction to financial concepts and repetition of those lessons yields a deeper understanding. AB 2546 will require the addition of 2 courses of age-appropriate financial education in kindergarten through 5th grade, then 2 courses in middle school, and then 2 courses in high school. This bill will help address this growing problem and provide students the tools they need to compete in a changing economy, and I respectfully ask for your aye vote. And essentially this bill, with regards to the breakdown of what we're asking, is just we're just asking that the next time they look at it, they review the curriculum to include this in terms of financial literacy, and we're giving them the control of what that looks like and how to implement it. In support today to testify, I have Courtney Jensen representing the California Credit Union League.
Mr. Chair and members, Courtney Jensen, the California Credit Union League, in support of AB 2546. Credit unions have long worked to provide financial education to California's youth, but we're only reaching a certain amount of youth, and we do think that this legislation will provide a healthy literacy curriculum for all California students. We really do think that financial education early and often provides the framework for a successful adulthood, and we want to thank Majority Leader Calderon for his leadership on this issue.
Thank you. Any others in support? Seeing no others in support, any in opposition? Seeing no opposition, I'll bring it back to the committee. Ms. Olson?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I want to explain why I won't be voting on your bill today. I absolutely support what you're trying to do. I have supported all of the different resolutions and bills that encourage more financial literacy instruction in schools. I just feel very strongly that it's no longer the legislature's role to mandate curriculum decisions. And so that's why I won't be supporting your bill today, but I am fully supportive of what you're trying to accomplish. And if I were a school board member, I would vote yes, and I would vote yes emphatically. But I appreciate you bringing it forward. I just wanted to explain why I can't support it today.
Great, thank you. And I share your concerns. I expressed them publicly just a few minutes ago. But again, financial literacy, very important. Every 3rd grader should be ready to open a 401k right, when they're, or an IRA when they hit appropriate age. And really, I taught this at the high school level inside the economics class. It's permissive. You can do it. The curriculum for economics is not that wide. It's not that busy. So what you can do is actually spend a couple weeks focusing on financial literacy, because every student should know what a 401k is, an IRA, a 403b, 576, all kinds of numbers out there. But they're very important, very important. So I appreciate it. Seeing no further comment, Mr. Thurman, go ahead.
I want to thank the author for bringing this bill. I understand some of the comments I've heard about not wanting to mandate curriculum, but we mandate curriculum in this legislature all the time. We create mandates for school districts all the time about how K-12 learning should occur. And so I'm looking at this in a different lens. What I'm seeing is not just a way to teach someone about a 401k, but how to use the principles of financial literacy to reinforce what we say all the time. We want our students to excel in math and STEM and other areas. And some students just don't learn as well when you put, the textbook in front of them and say, perform this equation. But if you put it in a real-life application for some students that they can use as a life learner and as a student, I think you've helped to achieve what our students need, and I think that is consistent with what this body should be doing for our students. I want to commend and thank the author and thank the Credit Union League for your work on behalf of our students. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further comments? Seeing no further comments, you may close.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members. And I just will add that the recent curriculum update is just about to be adopted in May. So the soonest that this will technically be taken into consideration is within the next 8 years when they decide to look at the curriculum again. And again, we just went through the worst economic recession we've been through since the Great Depression. And I think it's irresponsible of us to just assume that unless we educate kids and educate the next generation on how to be responsible with money and doing it in a place where they all are going to go, and it's the best platform for them to learn this information in school, that we bear responsibility for the consequences of not having that education be in school. So we'll look forward to continue working with the committee, and I will thank you and ask you for your support.
Thank you. We have a motion. I'll second. Please, Secretary, please call the roll.
O'Donnell?
Aye.
O'Donnell, aye. Olson?
Not voting.
Olson, not voting. Kim?
Aye.
Kim, aye. McCarty? Santiago? Thurmond? Thurmond, aye. Weber?
It's got 3 votes.
The bill has 3 votes. It is on call.
Thank you.
With that, we're going to move to Ms. Chang. I file item number 2. You may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and committee members, for the opportunity to present AB 2072. And let me begin by thanking the chair and his staff for the hard work that went into this bill and the willingness to work on multiple amendments to get the bill to its best possible version. I know you guys worked through the weekend, and I really appreciate it, and we were negotiating, so thank you so much for all of your effort. And as a result of the hard work, I am happy to bring the bill before you today with the proposed amendments. And these amendments will include the state science and math standards as a pathway to the SEALD, require the recipients be enrolled in math and science all 4 years of high school, and remove references to outside school activities in the requirements. And additionally, these amendments will delay availability of the SEAL until the next generation science standards are fully implemented, which should be in the 2018-2019 academic year, as well as the addition of a sunset date in 2024. Members, I am excited about this legislation. When the state passed the seal of biliteracy in 2011, it provided students with an important tool that rewarded them for their achievements and served as an indicator to universities and employers that they had acquired an incredibly beneficial skill. And that is what I hope to achieve with the seal of STEM as well. As many of you are aware, while California has ample opportunity for employment in STEM, our workforce has not been able to keep up with the demand for STEM careers, and that is a shame for multiple reasons, but mostly because STEM jobs are typically well-compensated careers that can be a pathway to the middle class and beyond. Students that get interested in STEM at a young age are more likely to stick with it through college and into the workforce. And with the creation of the STEM seal, I believe that we can help motivate more students to stick with these programs and fill jobs in this growing portion of the economy. And I thank you again for the opportunity to present this bill to you today, and I will conclude by simply asking for your support.
Brad Strong with Children Now is a proud parent of a daughter that recently graduated with cords, sashes, and tassels. One of the things that stood out and we were proudest of was her state seal of biliteracy that will be memorialized on her diploma and stick around much longer than the cords and tassels that get lost, and it will be affixed to the diploma. Strong support for this seal for STEM. Appreciate the committee's staff and work on it, and urge your support. Thank you.
Any others? Any other witnesses? Any others in support?
Erica Hoffman on behalf of the California School Boards Association, also in support.
Barrett Snyder on behalf of the Association of California School Administrators with the amendments. Thank you, staff, for in support of the bill.
Martha Zaragoza-Diaz on behalf of the California Association for Bilingual Education and Californians Together strongly support as amended.
Dominic Damari here on behalf of the College Board, also in support. Greg Herner on behalf of the California Life Sciences Association in support.
Great, thank you. Any opposition? Seeing no opposition, we'll bring it back to the committee. And I thank you for your bill and your interest in STEM. I know Ms. Olson's very passionate about this topic as well. You know, I hope that this bill isn't premature because I'm not so worried about how we brand it right now as about how we provide access to it and equitable access. I think that's really an issue we really need to focus on in our state. And I know that Ms. Olson's focused on that, and as have others. So with that, I will be supporting this. This took a lot of work, Ms. Jang.
Yes, I'm well aware, which is why I'm incredibly thankful. I know we were working
all weekend waiting for you.
Yeah, we were working well into the evening at 9 p.m. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank a teacher. If your bill passes, thank the committee consultant. So, with that, any other comments from the committee?
I'm just going to ask a question. I had a chance to look over it, and my one concern is I hope that we haven't lowered the standards so that it doesn't have as much meaning as it had initially, because I think if you do certification, it ought to mean something, number one. My concern, as pointed out, is like so many, is really the issue of access. We are so far behind in making sure that that every child in the state has access to a high-quality curriculum, that our science classes and AP classes and all those kinds of things are equitably across the board. As I look at this, probably over half of the schools or more in my district will not even have access to the kinds of courses that would lead toward this certification, which I think is a tragedy, that there's not enough high-level science classes and experiences available to students in every community. So my concern is that there's not access, and oftentimes the certifications then lead to other things, not just on the certificate, but then it becomes a basis for a person getting an advantage in entering college, and an advantage in getting a scholarship, and an advantage, and it goes on, and the advantages keep adding up, so much so that those who are in those communities without access don't have access to it. But at the same time, I don't want to deny other children who may be in those communities the opportunity to do it. I wish there was some way that we could have probably put something in that no school district could have access to this certification if they didn't provide the access to all schools, and that they would not be eligible to participate in the STEM certificate because they had to provide equal access to every school in their district in order to ensure that every child had access to it. So that's my great concern, and I'm torn between whether I make folks respond to this issue before we do this, if they really want to do this, and make that a criteria for or a stipulation for engaging in doing this or not, because if we don't, we continue to roll down the path, and we talk about access and we talk about improving that access, but we never really take the steps to make it a reality for every child in the state. It's like AP classes advantage kids into the University of California, and when you have schools that don't offer AP at all, or very few, then those children would probably never get into the University of California. And that's what the Williams case was about. And it goes on and on and on. And so that's my concern. It is not at all with the whole issue of STEM. My kids went to math, science, computer technology school, and there was a time when we had those kinds of courses and that kind of curriculum in the inner city. But in most inner city schools right now, that's not there. And it's not even in the places where my kids went. They've ripped them all out. And so those programs and those classes are not available to the children in those communities. And so, it's the inequity that continues. And that's my concern. And at the same time, I don't want to hold other kids back. But I don't know what I do to fire us up to basically make sure that we provide the access for every child in the city. And I don't know if you have plans about that. I hope so.
Absolutely, and I think that my staff and myself and the chair and his staff, we were working on the inequity situation. But what I'm hoping is that this can spur more conversations around STEM and the need to provide more access to STEM, and that's what the biliteracy seal did. And there's a sunset date, anyways, for 2024 if this does not pan out.
Is there elements in the sunset date that said if the access is not expanded to every school, that this bill should sunset?
That is not, no, that is not actually stipulated in that particular amendment.
Okay.
Thank you. Any further
I know you
comments from the
worked hard.
committee? Any further comments from the committee? Okay. Do we have a motion? It's been moved and seconded. Okay, I'm sorry. With that, you may close.
With that, I just would like to ask for an aye vote. Thank you.
Please call the roll.
O'Donnell.
Aye.
O'Donnell, I. Olson.
Aye.
Olson, I. Kim. Kim, I. McCarty. Santiago. Thurmond. Thurmond, I. Weber. Weber, I.
That bill's out 5-0. Thank you. Next, we'll bring up Assemblywoman Lopez, or not. Oh, okay. My apologies, Ms. Lopez. We need to take Assemblyman Thurmond first because he's being called out to another committee. Yes. Nope. We're okay. Thank you. Assemblyman Thurmond. So.